What is going on, guys? This is Ninjahawk here. Today, I'll be doing the top 5 best starting weapons in Call of Duty World War II Zombies 4. This list will be going over the best starting weapons in World War II Zombies, where it comes down to great damage or just overall great starting weapons. These are not the most powerful weapons in the game, but they can definitely help you out without a doubt. So without any further said, let's just get into this. Coming in to the number 5 spot with the M30 Blue Waffle drilling. This weapon is actually a fun shotgun to use. It's a pretty good weapon with killing zombies. Sure, it's not the most powerful pack punch weapon, but however, it's just a fun weapon to use. It does pretty good damage for a starting weapon. And overall, I gotta say, this was one of the weapons that I actually did not expect it to be having a use for it, but I actually didn't mind it. However, there are better weapons on this list, which is why it's only at the number 5 spot. Coming in to number 4 spot, we have the Kar98k Torpedo. And of course I say the Torpedo version because it builds up more points than the standard Kar98k. It also looks better than the standard Kar98k. Also has a smaller scope, and it's also pretty accurate, so you don't need that big scope like the normal one has. Overall, this is better for building up points against zombies, like aiming the headshots. This gives you more points. The pack punch version is definitely pretty good too. Heck, you don't even have to use a scope for this thing to get headshots pretty easily. You can just use the iron sights and do pretty good with it as well too, instead of having the crappy squares in the left and right. In the middle, you have like this little square thing in the middle with this like sort of, well, not really square thing, but I'd say more like a iron sight to it. And it's a pretty good one, I gotta say. But anyways, this thing is pretty good. Sure, the Carabin and the M19 are free are better snipers in the game, but however, this is pretty good for starting weapon. So this thing comes in at the number 4 spot. Coming in to number 3 spot, we have the PO8. This thing is pretty good for building up points in early rounds, and it's also pretty good for building up points when you need them. It also has some pretty good knife combos with it as well too. And also, I gotta say that this thing in Pack Punch, sure you need Double Tap 2.0 or whatever it's called in World War II, or was it increased bullet damage? But I gotta say that this thing, it's just a pretty good pistol and Pack Punch. It just kills the zombies and it kills the bosses, makes them look like nothing. And also, this thing I like to use mostly because I just really like the feeling of whenever I just get the point fit. It's also pretty good with its hip fire, so I don't have to worry about just having to aim far away as. But anyways, the PO8 comes in at the number 3 spot. Coming in to the number 2 spot, we have the machine pistol. The machine pistol builds you so much points. It is so good with building points. It's not even funny at all. It also kills zombies pretty quickly. And since this thing is also a wall buy as a starting weapon, I know there's the M30 Blue Waffle drilling that was a wall buy as well too, but the machine pistol just dominates it and takes it a step even further. Seriously, the machine pistol, my god, it just builds so much point. It helps, kills bosses, does all that stuff. But when you pack punch this thing, it's basically almost a mini SMG. This thing just is ridiculous. Sure, it only lasts until round 28, even with double pack. But however, this thing builds a humongous amount of points. And seriously, since this thing is a cheap wall buy for 500 points at the starting room, you basically can just keep buying ammo for days with this thing. Heck, even Pack-a-Punch is just ridiculously amount of points that it just builds. It's just so ridiculous that I almost made number 1. But, however, before we get to the number 1 spot, let's go over some few we're gonna go to one honorable mention. This honorable mention we have is the M1A1 carbine. Now, it may not be a good weapon in multiplayer, but in zombies, sure, it starts off horrible without pack punch, but when it's pack punched, oh boy, it is an assault rifle killing machine of death. But however, the main reason it did not make on the list because without pack punch, it's useless. But anyways, the M1A1 carbine comes in at an honorable mention. Coming in to the number one spot, we have the 1911. The 1911. Sure, this thing in other Call of Duty titles has been called the M1911, but my god, this thing is pretty powerful compared to the others. And let's just say, well, in zombies, it's really good. Multiplayer, yeah, it's terrible. But however, in zombies, this is where it shines the most. I mean, its damage is pretty good for the 1911s in the Call of Duty franchise. And also, this thing is just ridiculous. You can add attachments on it, on any weapons in World War II. Besides the rocket launcher, I keep forgetting its name all the time in zombies only. This thing, basically I like to add high caliber, extended mags, steady aim, and all those other attachments, and it makes it pretty good. Heck, you could even make this thing dual-wield at the start, which makes it even better with just dealing damage to zombies. And it makes a really good amount of points. Still ages to this day. But my favorite, and about the most best part about it, I should say, is when you pack a punch it to the bacon and eggs. This thing destroys zombies like bacon and eggs. Heck, it even makes the bosses look like the beginner's idea. Seriously, this thing just destroys zombies and bosses. Makes them look like nothing at the end of the day. This thing with free fire, oh my god, just infinite ammo until the time runs out. It's just, time runs out and it's just really good. And my god, every single time I just use these things pack punch, it just makes me happy to just see how overpowered these things have become over the years. Heck, since you can even rebuy ammo for any weapon in World War II, this thing is basically overpowered. You can buy ammo for it for days. You don't need to worry about any other starting weapon. This is the overpowered starting weapon pack punched. And even without pack punch, this thing builds you a lot of points still to this day. But anyways, the 1911 comes in at the number one spot. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, leave a like and subscribe. Until then, have yourselves a great day, and I will see you guys until the next video.